Okay, so I was asked, what does stick with it, don't quit it, and you'll get it mean to me? I think too often, many of us rely on other people to validate us. We look to people who are famous to notice us or pay attention to us, or people who are well known, maybe a supervisor or a boss, to elevate us and to pay attention to us, to see the good works that we do on a day-to-day basis. So what I've learned is that God is the one that promotes, and that if I continue to do what God tells me to do, if I continue to stick with it, that God promotes me, and He's the one who kind of makes people kind of pay attention to what I've done. In the past, I used to hope that somebody would like listen or would notice, like, because I work very hard at what I do. But I've learned the value of really, really, really hard work. Anything that I do it to the best of my ability. I do it with perfection, knowing that people may not notice, and they may not never pat me on the back. But I do know now that if I stick with it, that God will make sure that I get it. One of the things, quick story, I was studying to be a teacher for a particular company, and in order to pass the test, I actually failed the exam 10 times. 10 times. And I didn't even recognize how much God was building me up. But every time I failed, I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to work harder. Second time I failed, I said, you know what? I'm going to work even harder. Third time I failed, I said, okay, Lord, now I'm not even going to pay attention to how many times I'm failing. Now I'm going to study. And I ended up studying and studying and studying every single night after work, practicing to the point where my kids thought that it was funny. but I did get it, and I did pass. And God let me know that, hey, I got your back. Even if you do have to put in a couple more hours of work, He's the one who will make other people notice us. So stick with it, don't quit it, and you'll get it means to me, never quit. Failing is not failure because you fail. Failing is when you actually stop trying. So with that, I'll leave you with the scripture. Romans chapter 8, I forget exactly what verse, but it says, those predestinate, He also called. And to those He called, He justified. And those He justified, He glorified. So then what shall we say to all these things? If God before us, who can be against us? So that means to me that if you're predestined and you're called by God to do a certain work, He's going to make sure that you get there. So you don't have to worry about people validating you. God already validated you. He predestined you to do that work. So all you have to do is just walk in it, believe it, and continue to stick with it. So that's it.